of the SAAYDP board, our Chief Director, Dr. Benis Tlhagale, my advisor, Mabato Bogoshi, the professional young people or wannabe gathered here today, and those who are, good morning.
Morning.
Today we have come to officially launch the South African Association for Youth Work Practitioners, SAAYDP. The launch of the association is a critical milestone in advancing youth development and emphasizes the necessary role young people play in addressing society's greatest challenges. The professionalism and the professionalization of youth work is highlighted under the pillar on effective and responsive youth development machinery in the National Youth Policy 2030. Furthermore, the establishment of the association is in line with the approved national framework for the professionalization of the public sector, which is in line with South Africa's National Development Plan 2030. Besides our department, we always, even as it is part of our department, wink an eye and look the other way and check what the NYDA is doing with, not for, the young people of South Africa. The launch, therefore, of the association is a catalyst in ensuring that young people take their rightful place in developmental agenda of our country, of the continent, and of the world. Program Director, I'm sorry to say this to you. Many times I come across
Prudence Nonkulagongwenya
it's
from the
either
AU.
they are above 21 and becoming impatient to get
Lynn
freebies,
Robinson from the Commonwealth.
or they're about 35 if they're South African and they feel very, very old. Then I wonder, in my world, program director, kabare ubudule. It's when you are 35. Until you are 60, between 35 and 60, that's when you work day and night for your people. Work, I don't mean making speeches only, whenever you do both. Do participate in these meetings, but also encourage our youth across South Africa, across the continent. I am trepidating to say the world, because I'm just much more worried and spend sleepless nights about South Africans and the youth around my world who wants to own a farm but doesn't want to participate in the actual production that takes place there on the farm. They think they're gonna go somewhere and fetch some two-legged somebody somewhere who's going to plant potatoes for them and do the whole network. Even count how many potatoes are in this bag and close it, pack it, and then count. Then I come with my cigar and say, okay, so there are so many, so I'll charge so much for so much. Who is doing the actual dirty work? Wherever I go this side, I meet Dr. So-and-so, and I go the other side, I see Dr. somebody. Now I'm talking to South Africans. There's absolutely nothing wrong to be Dr. So-and-so and also get your hands really dirty. We are told that with climate change, not far will we having a global community almost starving to death with their hands, with their doctorates, with their knowledge. But this shyness to touch things that make food, it's killing me. Because when we were young, we had, I'm talking about South Africans, to fight for freedom, but when you get back home, you will not find somebody who will cook for you. You will not pass by Woolies to pick up a sandwich. You had to sleep with your stomach full after having done all those things and even gone to school, even having no one having coming to defend you on something that you haven't done right. Earlier on in the private room, I was complaining about the way we do things in silos and end up not knowing at which point do we bring the silo mentalities to meet. I count myself in, because yes, program director, I was there when we said, oh, since Berlin, since 1945, we talk of multilateralism, but there was never another body that takes care of those who said they are independent, but they do not have another place to call home except multilateralism. Multilateralism, yes, we believe in, but where does it live? That's when we started BRICS. A year later and a year later, oh no, BRICS workers. But where is BRICS youth? What are the young people who are aspiring to take over someday? Not only political, but also making sure that there are also products that we can proudly say they happened. Not under our watch, but with our participation, because BRICS happened. Some director of the World Bank visited South Africa, and we said, well, what do these people talk about BRICS Bank? Are you sure we need another multilateral bank? There is IMF. They said there's more than enough space. Get on and make sure that things are done. So my appeal, before you say things to me, because you're going to try and respect me and say sit down, is all of us in this room. When I look around in this room, I see leaders who are going to make South African Association for Youth Practitioners work. When they say, where are the leaders? Don't look somewhere. They mean you. When they say workers, they mean you. Even if you are Dr. So-and-so at the University of Venda or of the Eastern Cape or the North or wherever, you I am not jealous of you. You live in a very complex world. Your maturity, you reach your maturity in a very complex world where things are just not straight and narrow. Everybody believes what he or she says is the right thing. Everything must be challenged. Everything is being challenged. There's a shortage of money, but there's enough money in some pockets somewhere. But it doesn't go where people need it. So you are already needed where you are sitting. Women are being killed like flies under our watch. I say under our watch because this happened with us sitting here. Drugs are all over while we are sitting somewhere. Silo mentality says, I don't do drugs, don't do anything with these people, let them sit somewhere. You know, when we came back recently, President sent us to Senegal for the second positive masculinity summit hosted by President Macky Sall. Our journey back home was like we were going to, I don't know, another world. There are no flights. I don't know how many hours there are flights. So I came across some very interesting individual who was flying with me to South Africa. Who said, you know, I'm going to that country, but I don't do anything with those people. So I opened my eyes wide. So I'm trying to channel in Hindi because no, I don't want to do anything with those people. I try him in Urdu. No, I'm not Pakistani. I try him in, I come from Chennai. I'm like, okay, Tamil. He start oozing. No, I'm just saying to you, you know, when I visit South Africa, I only go there because to see my 20 friends. And you know what? They're all white. 20. They're 20. But I said, that South Africa is where I was born. That's where I live. That's when I say I'm going home, that's where I am going. Born there, in Makoslu. I do not have any other place to call home except that one. By the time the plane landed, the short gentleman, I didn't know where he ended up. I wanted to follow him to see where he was going, so where he was going to see his first friend, who's not looking like him, but deep in my heart, I knew, because I was born in Makoslu, that the white friends, he was referring to them counting, I have 20 friends. They don't want to be counted that way. They want to be South African first. They are South Africans. They visit somewhere, and I can tell you, Program Director, if you want to hear how South Africans love South Africans, ask those. Because there's no place like home. All the professionals in the room, let us get more education in our surroundings. Let us educate all those in our surroundings. Let us not be self-centered. Yes, let's also professionalize civil service. What do you do for a living? It's like, if you work for government, no. Go and make it more professional and make young people want to work for government and do it professionally. No dodging, no doing when you've checked all sides of your body and You can't point somewhere where it's aching. That's when you come to work. No. Make sure that young people want to follow you, want to work for government because they're working for their people. But working for government is not only attending seminars and sitting at desks and pointing at others. If you are in the profession or a given profession, make that profession shine as you work for government. Work like there is no tomorrow. Work like you were working for self, because indeed working for government is working for self. UNISA became one of our pride, because UNISA, you touch South Africa, you touch UNISA in every corner of the world where you are. Let us all work to make it much more professional and much more to treat where UNISA is, because we are not visitors. We are here to make sure that the youth of South Africa work in a coordinated, resourced, and institutionalized way, in the manner that they would also feel proud that, yes, we are South African. Yes, we are 60%, from part of the 60% of the population of the continent of Africa. Program Director, you stole from me when you spoke from May Charlotte Mahom Manya Matek and her husband Matek. Nobody, they waited for no money from somebody to do something. If they had to get somewhere, they used their voices. The other one was a priest and also a bricklayer. So you want house to be built? He's there. You want a priest? He also can do that. Mama Matake, when she said, if you rise with your people. As you rise, if you find someone next to you, rise with that person. Let us keep singing their slogans, yes, but let us keep doing things the way they do. Don't say, no, they don't mean me. If we say there is toxic masculinity here, and you are nearer that, please make sure that it is erased and it does not exist. If you are a young woman, don't take advantage of the fact that there's a war cry from women who are saying we're sick and tired, and start abusing the one you live with to test if you can say yes. In our family, there is story for a young man who said he ran away from home, he visited his children, because he got married to a woman who had already had a girl child. She, the wife, I don't know if he's telling the truth, trains the girl to start, but whichever time you want. In fact, even if it's next to the door, if he's not an abuser, he must just look the other way. Otherwise, he must get out of here. So he thought he should run away because he doesn't want to be accused of having done something to that girl someday. So if we are going to build this nation, if we are going to be, I'm talking about South Africa, and we are going to be professional, we should be like the other professionals who still live in homes that they wish they could turn around their eyes and have them better in Swaziland, in Zimbabwe, in our neighboring countries. But they don't look at somebody else to come do their dirty linen first before they start moving. They work together. You know, fellow Africans, before I became an ambassador, I thought we were many. The black people were many. We are actually talking about the population of the world. We are a minority. The one thing we just don't do right is to want to do things ourselves. We want to be Professor so-and-so and thinking, if you become nothing, you're not going to do that. There will be nothing else to touch. That's why where you arrive, you must first be introduced some in that way, and then look your way, and then do nothing. This reminds me of what my late husband used to say, that when we were fighting freedom, they would sit in a corner. Boys always like sitting in corners. They still do even at funerals. Hey, you know, when we get freedom, what do you mean? Wake up every morning, go sit by the beach, and do nothing, just bask by the sun. People who bask by the sun at the seafront, they would have worked very, very hard first for that. So that's what, when we say we want to professionalize work, the place of work for the youth, it should be that they follow the good that we are also doing. We are here. I am an adult, no doubt. I am saying through you will stop the lack of recognition of youth work as a profession. We will continue to make sure that even though we don't achieve all the targets of National Youth Policy 2030, life would not stop there. We should continue doing that. We continue to witness many youth work practitioners with a wealth of experience and passion leave the profession to seek better career opportunities. That is not right. Effects include lack of high quality services rendered to youth. Therefore, recognizing and professionalizing youth work is no longer an option, but a developmental priority. It's only through the support of capable and highly skilled youth workers that the transition from adolescence into adulthood would be a successful one. By the way, let me share with you, there will never be somebody at that level if I did adolescent, now you are an adult. Its nature moves at its own pace and moves according to your capability. If you mix things, you are going to have to do them right, straight, someday. Our department has already developed the South African Youth Development Bill, which, amongst others, provides for professional recognition of youth development practice. The bill will soon be consulted, and I trust that the deliberations from this youth work endeavor and your own views will help enrich the bill. In conclusion, I believe that this generation of young people carry the aspirations and expertise to strengthen the mutual development based on inclusivity, transformation, solidarity, and sustainability. I urge you all to use your collective energies, diverse skills, and expertise to address developmental changes, particularly those facing the youth. In the words of Han Riley, professional recognition is not simply granted, it is attained through struggle. Let us struggle to keep our people loving themselves and being professional in what they do, and be there. Don't be mas asiyong musebetsing. I wish you and this Youth Endeavor Work 2022 the best, but the outcome that we will all live. I thank you.